Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that after spending decades cultivating your reputation, you wake up one day to discover it under attack, not from opponents or adversaries, but from someone you once believed to be on your side, according to Papoose. He's currently experiencing that identical nightmare. Within the industry, there are rumors that Papoose is tired of remaining silent. He's reportedly telling interviewers, acquaintances, and anybody else who would listen that he wasn't simply devastated by Claressa Shields, the self-described GWAT of boxing. Her goal was to ruin his whole career. He describes it as a planned operation to make him unassailable in the industry, which includes strategic slander, behind-the-scenes calls to event organizers, and more. He has voice notes, emails, receipts, and even messages, according to sources, in which Claressa boasts about ensuring Papoose resides in the shadows. This is a true twist, though. It was business, according to some sources, and not personal, because Claressa's objective was to replace Papoose in the precise places that gave him legitimacy, not only to make fun of him. Does this mean that a sour breakup is turning into a full-fledged career conflict to preserve face? Is Papoose changing the story? This rabbit hole is deep, so strap yourself in. The room froze when Papoose finally spoke, rather than simply being quiet. Nothing clever to post on Instagram. A man speaking the words no one anticipated while looking into the camera. No nuanced subliminals. She attempted to break me up. People initially believed he was exaggerating because, let's face it, hip-hop enjoys a bad breakup. However, this was not your usual cycle of gossip about who cheated and who cheated on him. Papoose was avoiding discussing lost love. He was discussing the declared war and the suspected offender, Claressa Shields. Claressa, the Olympic gold medalist, self-described GWAT, and unbeaten fighter. Yes, her, if Papoose is to be believed. He has yet to lose the art of professional sabotage since then. The type that only converse in darkened lounges with their phones facing down. According to industry sources, the relationship was not the only thing that caused stress between Papoose and Claressa. It allegedly got out of hand after the split, when Claressa was supposedly making phone calls behind the scenes. While still grinning for the cameras, we were informed by a promoter, who naturally requested anonymity, that it wasn't even subtle. When I received a call, it was a voice she used, not that she said, "Don't book Papoose. You know who not to invite?" She continued, "If you want me at your event, you pay attention to what Claressa Shields says. I promise, this wasn't petty. If it's accurate, this was deliberate." In private chats, Papoose has begun using terms like blackballing and career destruction for just this reason. Words you don't use unless you have genuine receipts. The messy part comes next. It is said that Claressa's camp is dismissing all of this as an irrational narrative. Some whisperers, however, assert that this is more than just ego wounding. According to others, Claressa was attempting to replace Papoose rather than only harming him. Examine it. Over time, Papoose established a reputation as a liaison between hip-hop and certain sports groups, organizing events, attending charity games, and serving as that respectable yet safe face you could use on a flyer. The same faces began to see Claressa's name instead, though, as she entered his orbit. That felt normal at first. She is a champion. She could be sold. She has new vitality. The timing, however, seems suspect. This revelation came from a source connected to an event organizing team. For a panel discussion, Papoose was scheduled. We learn a week later that the panel is undergoing a restructuring. Who is currently the main attraction? Claressa. And she's discussing her lifelong desire to combine music with boxing. The feeling was deliberate. Papoose began to see a trend, if you believe the whispers. Suddenly, he stopped receiving the calls that had been coming to him. She was receiving the same invites that he usually received, and the responses were evasive when he questioned why. Schedule conflicts, creative direction, and budget adjustments. The kicker, though, is this. Claressa requested that if she's on the roster, Papoose isn't. Perhaps that was a phony email that was purportedly leaked from a mid-level event coordinator. Certainly. Could it also be genuine enough to account for Papoose's recent outburst of resentment? 100%. Naturally, this is being devoured by social media. Just another viral TikTok dissects the purported timeline like a Netflix documentary, complete with menacing background music and blurry images of Papoose appearing more and more. Worry, the tweet, which has received over 40,000 likes, adds, "She beat opponents in the ring. Now she's knocking out careers, and we must not overlook Remy Ma." She hasn't officially addressed these recent allegations, but let's just say that her likes on some dubious tweets aren't particularly nuanced. People are now wondering if Remy knew this was going on all along. As a story of Papoose, the devoted husband being betrayed has changed to one of Papoose, the industry veteran, being forced out of his own lane. Naturally, Claressa isn't concealing at all. She just shared a number of Instagram posts from a business luncheon last week, where she served as a keynote speaker. It just so happens that Papoose has been a guest performer there. In the past, her caption for one of her photos read, "Leveling up means leaving dead weight behind." The internet took it and ran with it, regardless of whether it was a direct shot or a general life motto. Papoose is taking the long view in the meanwhile. There were no wild outbursts or furious tirades, only brief, thoughtful remarks made during interviews, gently sowing the seeds that Claressa is not the champion society believes her to be. During a radio interview, he said this, "The struggle isn't always in the ring. People are sometimes aiming for your livelihood in the boardroom, and believe me, the stakes drastically increase when you portray a public dispute as a struggle for existence." Which leads us to the key query: is Papoose able to prove it? Or is he fabricating this whole story to justify his actions following a humiliating breakup? Because he has reportedly been secretly assembling a folder, yes, another notorious folder with text messages, call logs, and witness accounts from others who claim to have seen Claressa scheming against him. It could be the end of your career if this folder exists. But for whom? If it turns out to be a house of cards based on ego and rumors, Papoose. If the accusations are accurate, Claressa. In any case, you can't just apologize to get over the first blows that have been delivered. The story took a turn when an ex-manager, who had previously worked with both Papoose and Claressa, joined just when it looked like things couldn't get much messier. As stated by an unnamed source, this with a wealth of behind-the-scenes information at his disposal, the former manager is thinking about going public if it occurs. It will be more than just a dispute. An industry earthquake is in store. This silence from the former management was short-lived. In a matter of days, the murmurs became leaks, and the leaks became loud industry rumors, according to this unidentified source. The alleged Claressa campaign against Papoose was more than a petty tantrum. Allegedly, months were spent planning it, according to Claressa. She took advantage of Papoose's connections in the entertainment industry. It would be more efficient to date someone who already has connections with promoters, label executives, and media outlets rather than gradually developing them. And why leave the middleman in place after those doors were open? "Once I'm in the room, was one purported text exchange between Claressa and a close friend. Don't need Pat there. This is about me now." Although the message's veracity hasn't been confirmed, it has been caught on camera and circulated around all of Instagram's chaotic gossip pages. A cautious PR strategy has been employed by Papoose's team in the meanwhile. They're letting the drama unfold rather than revealing everything at once. This is one unique interview. The post was cryptic. The result is a steady, well-managed narrative that keeps Claressa defensive without giving the impression that Papoose is in need. However, let's face it, the internet is not patient at all. The complete narrative is what fans want, and they want it now, minute by minute. A group of self-described business experts dissected the timeline in one widely shared YouTube live feed, evaluating anything from archived Instagram stories to old concert flyers to demonstrate Claressa as purported takeover. This is when things become even juicier. The former manager alleges that Claressa secured partnerships using Papoose's name by convincing event organizers he would attend, then abruptly canceling and taking his place. Should that be accurate? It would account for the abrupt severing of some of Papoose's long-standing relationships. Burns in business are not pleasant. Additionally, if your name is linked to looks that are flawed, your stock will quickly decline. We were informed by a promoter who went by the nickname Akibi. We had Papoose engaged for a charity function. Received the confirmation after 2 weeks. We find out that Claressa is coming to his place because he has double booked. It looked like a combined appearance to us. She is alone, no. He's alone, no. She spoke, walked away, and posed for pictures. Hap had no knowledge about it at all. If this is true, it presents a harsh image, strategic erasure, not merely love betrayal. But not everyone is convinced. In his version of events, Papoose conveniently omits the fact that his own booking frequency had been declining even before Claressa came on board, according to certain industry sources. In fact, one blogger said, "This isn't Sabotage, its relevance has decayed." Claressa didn't replace him, the game ended abruptly for Claressa. However, the optics are awful, particularly when you consider her actions on social media. Within hours of the former manager's accusations being widely known, she shared a video of herself striking a punching bag and wrote, "When people blame it on Sabotage because they can't keep up." Her admirers loved it. Public opinion grew more divided as her detractors characterized her as aloof and conceited. Meanwhile, folks are wary of Remy's silent sideline lurking, though astute admirers saw that she hasn't directly addressed the conflict, whether it was about Claressa, Papoose, or something else entirely. She liked to tweet that read, "Karma, don't miss." However, in gossip wars, Even the simplest social media action can make headlines. The craziest part is that there are now reports that Claressa may have her own folder on Papoose, obviously unsubstantiated. According to rumors, it includes information on past transactions that went awry, unpaid appearances, and behind-the-scenes activities that might change the story to her advantage. When she not only will this be a feud, but it will also be a campaign of scorched earth, and the stakes are becoming higher. According to Papoose, he is thinking of filing a lawsuit for interfering with business dealings rather than defamation. Legal experts agree that without indisputable evidence, it's difficult to win the case. Even the possibility of a lawsuit, however, might have a negative impact on both of their careers. For the fans, this is being treated like a heavyweight fight. All Instagram live streams, subtweets, and freestyles with enigmatic lyrics are being examined as if they were pieces of a conspiracy map. One TikTok even features a scoreboard that shows each perceived win and defeat in real time. Between Papoose and Claressa, an audio clip that was leaked, however, is a most significant indication that this war is far from done. The voice of a woman, purportedly Claressa, is heard in the clip saying, "He thought I was just his girl. I was always the main event." It is shaky, unreliable, and possibly phony. However, in the court of public opinion, perception frequently prevails over reality. The feud has now grown more significant than the split. This is a survival test. It is impossible to outspan, outlast, and outmaneuver the other until the public grows weary and leaves. Papoose and Claressa don't appear to be prepared to be broken. In a world where attention is worth money, however, there's one more twist that has the potential to completely change the course of this tale. Because a source we haven't yet identified claims that this drama involves a third party, someone with their personal grievances, receipts, and a plan to reveal a secret that could destroy them both. And it's going to get dangerous from there, ladies and gentlemen. Speculation about an enigmatic third party quickly gained momentum. When the drama becomes intricate, fans tend to fabricate conspiracy theories. And this one initially sounded like just a single screenshot, however, altered everything. An unidentified picture of a blurred-out contract with 3 signatures was posted to a gossip blog that is known for disclosing business secrets. The first two, Claressa Shields and Papoose, were clear-cut. Things became crazy on the third, though, because the name matched someone who had a grudge against both of them. Derek Heatwave Thomas, who was once a promoter, in case you haven't heard. Heatwave used to be well known in the underground boxing meets hip-hop movement. Events that included exhibition bouts and rap performances were booked by him, and for a while, he collaborated closely with Claressa and Papoose. However, a number of transactions failed, funds vanished, and resentments developed along the road. Leaked direct messages purportedly between Heatwave and an anonymous blogger claim that he has been waiting for the ideal opportunity to release a folder of his own. In these texts, he asserts that he has evidence of dubious activities by both Papoose and Claressa, including double booking appearances and abrupt payments. They are both scammers. Papoose is the victim, Claressa is the boss. In reality, they both took advantage of each other and believe that no one was keeping receipts. That's incorrect. One purported message said, "I kept everything." If that's the case, Heatwave isn't just here to expose, he's here to burn it all down. But why now? Why drop this in the middle of their very public feud? Industry insiders have one theory. Heatwave knows that when two public figures are busy attacking each other, they're too distracted to defend against a third strike. If his plan works, he walks away with the upper hand while they're busy cleaning up their own mess. The real kicker is that a voice note purportedly featuring Heatwave laughing again, saying, "It's funny watching them tear each other apart when they should be working together to pay me back." Whether the video is a masterpiece of trolls or not, it went viral right away, and admirers are now divided into 3 groups. Team Papoose, certain that he is the one who is being sabotaged from every angle. Team Claressa, thinking that she is only protecting her career from a man who is trying to use her name for relevance. And Team Burn It All, hoping that Heatwave will release everything and watch the chaos unfold. In the meantime, Papoose and Claressa find themselves in a strange situation for the first time since this war began. They may have a common enemy, but will they put aside their differences to deal with Heatwave? Or will their animosity overcome common sense? According to one insider, there has been a back-channel attempt at communication, not a reconciliation, just a ceasefire. Supposedly, a mutual contact reached out to both sides with the same message: "Heatwave's coming for you both. Handle that, then go back to killing each other." No word yet on whether either party agreed. Rumor has it that Heatwave has contracts that show unpaid appearance fees, emails that contradict both of their public statements, and even behind-the-scenes footage from events that will change your opinion of them forever. The gossip blogs are exploding. And every day there's a new exclusive that says the drop is happening any minute. Twitter, or X, depending on who you ask, is rife with countdown threads, reaction memes, and wild theories about what the footage might contain. One of the most popular tweets reads, "If Heatwave's folder is real, hip-hop gossip is going to have its own infinity war." Then there's the paranoia. Claressa's camp is apparently reaching out in secret, while Papoose's team is allegedly going over old agreements and removing anything that might be used against him. In an unexpected turn of events, Heatwave himself posted a mysterious image of an unlit matchstick on Instagram with the remark, "Deciding when to strike." She sent this message to big sponsors to reassure them that whatever drops wouldn't harm her brand. Because, according to some sources, Heatwave isn't looking to win this fight. Instead, he's looking to burn down the entire arena and walk away. Laughing, the scary part is that he might actually pull it off if Heatwave's evidence drops. It could destroy whatever credibility Papoose has left. The real danger here is that when this folder drops, if it does, it won't just be the end of a messy breakup story. It will be the beginning of a scandal neither of them can fully control. And in the messy, unpredictable world of public drama, that's the one punch no one ever sees coming. So, you've heard it all: the breakups, the betrayals, the shady contracts, and the mysterious Heatwave folder that could end 2 careers in one go. And what about Claressa? Is she really the mastermind some say she is, planning a covert takeover while posing as a victim? Or is she just a fighter caught in the crossfire, her reputation dragged into the mud by 2 men with scores to settle? Because here's the thing, in this game, perception isn't just reality, it's the whole story. Once the public decides what's true, there's no turning back. Screenshots never die, voice notes never vanish, and when the internet gets bored, it doesn't. We pull receipts that no one else dares touch, and we connect the dots even when they are buried 6 feet under. So, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because when the next piece of the scandal drops, you'll want to be the first to say you saw it here first. Forgiveness forgets you. So, which side are you on? Are you riding with Papoose at Claressa's side? Or are you secretly waiting for Heatwave to drop the nuke and watch them all burn?